Okay, Superboys of Malegaon, which is an Indian Hindi language film directed by Reema Kagti, and it's inspired by a 2008 documentary called Supermen of Malegaon. And that doc followed the residents of this city in Maharashtra, which is beset by poverty. But the residents are making good by making spoof remakes of Bollywood movies. So the documentary is kind of a journey through that process of them making movies. And I hadn't seen the doc. I read the Times of India review, which said Superman of Malegaon is the celebration of the inherent fantasy of any average human being who dreams of being either a star or a star maker, irrespective of their eligibility. So something of a kind of Be Kind Rewind vibe. So this is now a feature film retelling of that real life story, obviously fictionalized, taking inspiration from the life of Nasir Shaikh and other amateur filmmakers in the Indian city of Malegaon. I'm going to play you a trailer, and I'll just translate the trailer in advance so you know what's being said. So basically what you hear is he says, let's make a movie here in Malegaon. Have you lost it? You're a loom worker. I sell dry fruit. Farog is a sad, penniless writer. You're not a writer, you're just strange. And you have been unemployed forever. And we are going to make a movie? Yes, why can't we? That was the translation. Here's the clip.
बहुत खतरनाक आइडिया है मेरे पास।
इधर ही पिक्चर बनाते हैं ना, आ जाएगा मैं।
मचकुंडा हो गया क्या? अबे तू लूम में मजदूर है, मेरी खजूर की दुकान, फटे हाल रिसाले का दिल जला अदीब फरोख।
अदीब नहीं, अजीब हो तुम।
जन्म से बेरोजगार तू, पिक्चर बनाएंगे अपन।
कोशिश तो करते हैं यार।
So essentially, a young filmmaker is introduced to the art of editing films to remove illicit content by use of VCR duplication. He soon figures out that using that same technique, he can splice movies together. And he starts creating these mashups in which he takes scenes from old silent films like Buster Keaton films and cuts them into modern movies. These mashups are exhibited in local cinema. They do great because every scene is a winner, every scene is a hit. However, then the police clamp down and say this is piracy. So he and his friends decide that what they need to do is to start from scratch and make their own movies, which they do. And they get local support behind and in front of the camera. There's a writer, a version of whom features in the documentary, finds the process absolutely heartbreaking because so much of what he writes doesn't make it to the screen, and he's got these dreams of writing something, and the films are very, very different. But the film at first looks like a disaster, but then they play it locally, it becomes a local hit, everybody thinks it's great, and then it becomes more successful. The director swans off to more successful climbs, leaving his friends behind, but eventually returns to repay an old friend by giving him the role of a lifetime. So it's terrifically uplifting stuff. I mean, obviously it's fictionalized, and it's it has its roots in this documentary, which I must now track down because the documentary sounds fantastic. It really has you rooting for the filmmakers, as I said, in the same kind of way as Be Kind Rewind did. I was also thinking of, do you remember I reviewed that British documentary a while ago, A Bunch of Amateurs, about the British Film Club,
Yes.
in which these people are all getting together and they're filming musicals and westerns. And at one point, it looks like the film club is going to go completely under. And then COVID happens. And weirdly enough, because of the way the club works, they managed to get funding to see them through COVID that enables them to actually, make more movies than they had made before. Anyway, in the case of this, the whole thing's got a romping vibe about it. It's got a conclusion which left me rather teary-eyed. It is very much a film about the dreams of movies overcoming the doldrums of reality. It's in cinemas, and then it's coming to Amazon Prime after that. I knew nothing about it before seeing it, and I really enjoyed it. I now want to check out the documentary that inspired it, but I thought it was really good fun, and I really enjoyed it.
So how come this was press screened? Because often we get movies in Hindi and you say it's not press screened.
Yeah, because this is being screened because I think it's an Amazon-backed project,
Okay.
and so it's But I mean, that doesn't never happen, as you know. It's we will review them if they are screened and if they are available for us. That's the way it works.